medical care, military research, medical research. That, I think, put me in a position that I am in a position now to really protect and to look after the military bases, not only in the 2nd Congressional District and in Georgia, but across the country. I'm on the Military Construction VA Subcommittee, which has jurisdiction on every installation, every facility that the military builds, except those by the Corps of Engineers, and the Veterans Administration, Veterans Health, Veterans Education, Veterans Housing, Veterans Health. So that is extremely important, and it places me in a position to be able to help the people of the 2nd Congressional District, the people of Georgia, and the people of America. I serve on the Agriculture Subcommittee of Appropriations, which has jurisdiction over all of the appropriations for our farm support programs, for our conservation programs, for our rural economic development, for our nutrition programs, school lunch programs, senior commodity programs. Those programs mean so much to so many people across this country, including our farmers who provide the food through the agricultural department and our agricultural research. So being able to serve on those committees, by the grace of God and the faith of the people of the 2nd Congressional District, has allowed me to position myself to really deliver and to make a difference for the people of the 2nd Congressional District. That's I'm in a position to bring home your hard-earned tax dollars to help improve your quality of life.
If you're an avid outdoorsman, you know hunting and fishing have no season. To do it right, it's a year-round pursuit, and it all starts with the perfect piece of land. Count on Southwest Georgia Farm Credit to finance your recreational property. From hunting tracks to timberland, hobby farms to country homes, Southwest Georgia Farm Credit specializes in financing land in the country. We're the recognized leader in land financing, lending support to rural America. Call us today.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate so very much the opportunity to be here, and I appreciate the sponsors of this meeting number 13, and I very much appreciate all of those who have come. I have great confidence in the people of the 2nd Congressional District. I have a great deal of confidence in their wisdom, and I believe that they will not be fooled, and they will not be distracted. I believe that as we approach this election, they realize that they are selecting a person to work for and in their behalf in Washington, D.C. It's hiring somebody for a job. It's a job that comes open every 2 years. I'm proud and pleased that I've been renewed in that job several times. I believe that that renewal is based upon my demonstrated ability to work for and in behalf of the people of the 2nd Congressional District, and the results that I've been able to yield for the people of our district. I've worked hard for jobs in a stronger economy, better education, safe communities, a clean environment, affordable health care, sustainable agriculture, and a strong national defense. I have delivered. Serving on the Appropriations Committee, I was able to make sure that the Albany Marine Base met the criteria for BRAC. And those 4,000 jobs that are there and the $132 million has contributed to the local economy continues. I was able, through my position on the Defense and Military Construction Subcommittee, to make sure that the 19,000 new soldiers that are coming to Fort Benning, the contractors and the other jobs, totaling some 28,000 new jobs there, would contribute to the economy, to make sure that Fort Benning was well positioned to assume that new mission with the Maneuver Center, combining the Infantry Center with the Armor School. I was happy to use my position as a member of Congress to be able to get appropriations for Mitchell County and for Dooley County when they were interested in locating the poultry facilities there, because they could not afford the infrastructure, the water, the sewer, the water, the utilities, and the roads to set that up so that those companies would come there to bring the 1,000 jobs on site, the 200 chicken growers for each of those facilities that now produce jobs and contribute to that economy. I'm pleased that the people have allowed me to serve them. I have delivered, whether it's for education, whether it's for economic development, rural broadband, telemedicine, distance learning, for agricultural research. I've delivered. I'm proud that I have positioned myself through the grace of God and your faith in me so that I can occupy a position in Congress to help the people here back home. There are 434 other members of Congress that are fighting in these challenging times for peace and American pie. By the grace of God and by your faith in me, I'm in a position not only to have a seat at the table, but to help slice that pie into portions worthy of the needs of the people of the 2nd Congressional District. Being in this position, one of 65 members on the Appropriations Committee, one of 2 Georgians, gives your representative a unique opportunity to direct resources, your hard-earned tax dollars, back home to address the needs, the challenges that face us now and in the future. I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it. Didn't seek it, didn't choose it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it. I want to use the minute that I have to work to help improve the quality of life of the people of the 2nd Congressional District. And I thank you for allowing me to serve you.
Just want to thank you for coming tonight. I mean, this has been quite an experience. That's a good thing. It's time to stand up and say what you mean for the good of our country. But let me close by telling you a little bit about how Sanford Bishop plans to win this race. You see, his plan to win this race is to keep all the focus on me. You can see that in every ad they're running right now. Just watch it. One after another after another. Got me riding around that little red sports car. Yeah. They're all about me. The night of the primary, before even all the votes were counted, their campaign sent out a press release saying Mike Keown is a Wall Street man and not a Main Street man. Come on, folks. I live in Coolidge, Georgia. I live on Violet Street. I think I know somebody lives on Walnut Street. I don't know anybody on Wall Street. But throughout the country, Democratic parties throw out all the same generic attacks at Republicans. Over and over and over again. They want to scare the seniors. They want to lie to the veterans. It's the same attacks all across the country, and it doesn't matter if it's true. Just say it. If they win in November, seniors will have their Social Security checks stopped and their Medicare threatened. Veterans who serve and fall for the freedom we enjoy will have their hard-earned benefits delayed. Additionally, national parks will be closed and visa and passport services will be interrupted. The plans of Keown and his allies are so out of step with the concerns of middle-class families that it's frightening. Georgia families deserve someone who will fight for their interest in Congress. If anyone's out of step, it's that person with that 97.7% record of vote for Nancy Pelosi. Now you see, folks, he burnt me up in that opening statement. He did. He only told you part of it. I'm going to tell you the rest of it. Sanford Bishop knows his only chance at re-election is just to kind of fess up. You know, say, yeah, I know I used that scholarship money that was meant for needy people. I know I sent it to some of my family members and my friends. I know I sent your tax money through that junior marshals program, and some of it went to my family members. I know I did that. It's in the GBI report if you want to see it. I know you can't. That's what he's saying. I know that you know I did all this stuff. But Mike Keown is worse than I am. That's what he's trying to tell you. Mike Keown is worse than I am, and you and I know that's not true. Sanford Bishop has proven he can't be trusted to represent you and me anymore. In 1992. When he ran against Charles Hatcher, and he beat him for this seat in Congress. Charles Hatcher had written 819 bad checks to the House Bank back then. Sanford said something like he violated the public trust. Let me tell you something, folks. Respectfully, sir, it looks like we've come full circle. Have violated the public trust, and you are in the spot you are in right now because of that. It's not George Bush's fault. It's not Barack Obama's fault. It's not even your wife's fault. It's your fault. You had it all, but you chose to ignore those who elected you, and now it's time for you to vacate the office so we can put somebody in there who will really represent Southwest Georgia. I will make that call. When the time comes, I'll make the call, as I know that you will also. I'm trusting the Lord for the results. Honestly. But until then, I want you to know I'm going to work myself to death to try to make sure I win this race. And we get our voice in Congress back for the 2nd Congressional District. Washington, I'll go to work for you, and I'll always remember that I work for you. God bless you, and thank you for coming today.
This debate was brought to you by Southwind Ford in Colquitt, Georgia, South Georgia Farm Credit in Bainbridge, the Tea Party Group in Bainbridge, and Stone's Home Centers.